There are more millionaires in the world than men with chiseled six-pack abs. And the thing is, man, I don't think people actually realize how easy this is, but the issue is there's so much freaking misinformation everywhere on the internet. So today, I'm gonna break down the most easy, simplest way to get six-pack abs in only 30 days. Now, I've had a six-pack pretty much every single day for the past decade. As a male model, personal trainer, it's incredibly easy for me. I'm rarely ever hungry, I'm never starving myself, and my testosterone, my hormones are always functioning very effectively. So I will give you the easiest protocol. Let's get it. The average person is anywhere from 18 to 24% body fat. So this is outside of the range of having a six. By the end of these 30 days, I want to at least get you to 15% body fat. This is when you'll start getting the outline, the top upper two abs will start coming in to where you will start looking freaking chiseled. You are now in the fitness range and you are on your way to looking like a freaking Greek god. First of all, this is going to be the most boring one, but you have to be in a consistent caloric deficit. Now, everybody on the internet, they're like, oh, you have to eat this to lose the weight, you have to eat vegan, you have to eat carnivore, you have to do No, you just need to be in a caloric deficit. This is the only requirement. They've actually done studies. Some guy was eating protein shakes and Oreos, but he was in a caloric deficit and he still lost weight. It is all about the macronutrients and being in a caloric deficit. Obviously, I'm not telling you to eat Oreos and protein shakes, but as long as you're in the deficit, you will be losing weight. So the correct calculation is going to be taking your current body weight in pounds, multiply this by 15. This is going to give you a good estimate of your current maintenance calories with all of your daily expenditure. It's just a good estimate for the average person doing an average amount of activity. Extra active or extra lazy, I would advocate going to an online calculator and finding a more accurate representation. But for 95% of you guys, times 15 will do. Now all we want to do is eat 1,000 calories less than this. So if your caloric maintenance is going to be 2,500 to sustain your current weight, right now you want to eat 1,500 every single day with tons of protein. Your body weight times 0.8 will be the golden ratio for the protein amount, and then just have a balanced amount of fats and carbohydrates. This is going to give you a rate of fat loss of 2 pounds every single week. There's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So obviously if you're in a caloric deficit of 1,000 every single day, this will mean that you're burning 7,000 calories a week or 2 pounds. Now, if you want to go extra overload at the end of these 30 days, you want to look as shredded as possible, you can also cut out carbohydrates during this month because carbohydrates store water within the body. Now, you will not be losing more body fat once you go keto or cutting out the carbohydrates, but if you keep the carbs under 50 grams every single day, the body will be flushing out water, making you look roughly 2% leaner than you actually are. Growing up as a chubby kid, I always struggled so much with getting a six-pack. It was my dream, man. I remember looking at other kids and I just wanted that chiseled six-pack. But after finding the protocols, doing trial and error of literally everything, getting my certification to where now I've helped over 1,000 people get abs effortlessly, just like my client Federico, who got a six-pack within 2 months of working with me. Never had a six-pack his entire life. He's in his mid-40s. He gets one within 2 months. And also my boy Greg, who lost about 50 pounds within 6 months of just working with me with my one-on-one coaching. Link in the description box to apply to work with me. If you want abs in the most effortless way possible, I will set you up right and hold you accountable to that plan. Once you're in the caloric deficit, your body has 2 options for energy. It can either use stored muscle mass or stored body fat. So one thing a lot of people do is they either do toning workouts where they go lightweight with high volume, or they're not lifting at all. So the body is essentially being triggered to just use stored muscle mass as a fuel source. It has no reason to keep the muscle or even build muscle. So you gotta give the body a reason. You have to be lifting heavy with compound lifts 2 to 4 times a week. You don't want to overdo it just because you're in a caloric deficit, you don't have as much fuel, but 2 to 4 times a week, focus on progressive overload, getting very strong, focus on the key lifts like overhead press, incline bench press, split squats, weighted chin-ups. These should be your basics. Literally, if you just did those 4 exercises 2 times a week, and you're in the caloric deficit, you will be getting shredded. The abs are a muscle just like anything else. And a lot of guys don't want to train abs to actually get a six-pack, but it does help. It gives you that extra pop. It makes them much, much more aggressive. But a lot of guys don't actually properly train abs. They are doing planks. They're doing hundreds of crunches. This is not the right way. You got to train the abs just like any other muscle with progressive overload. So you want to do hanging leg raises, weighted cable crunches, wood choppers, heavy oblique crunches. You want as much weight as possible. Decline crunches with the weight so you can keep adding more and more weight so it gets more challenging. In the 8 to 12 rep range, this will give you a six-pack in no time. Cardio is obviously very important, but A lot of people do jogging for cardio. Now, if you did not know, once you do cardio, you're gonna actually eventually, within 15-20 minutes after you burn through your glycogen, be in a VO2 zone, which is using stored muscle mass as energy. Which is actually gonna slow down your metabolism, make you gain some weight and lose some muscle. That sucks. So don't do jogging. You have two options. You can either do sprints about 2 times a week, do 5 to 10 sets until failure, or you can just walk 10,000 steps every single day. So you wanna go slow, you wanna go fast, but you do not want to be in the middle. And the last 2 things, you want to be drinking tons and tons of water so that your body does not mistake dehydration with hunger. So you want to drink anywhere between 1 to 2 gallons of water. Do not exceed 1 liter per hour, as this can be dangerous. And then you also want to be sleeping at least 7 hours per night. There's actually a couple studies, and people who slept less than 7 hours every single night in a caloric deficit lost about 50% more muscle mass in this caloric deficit. So sleep is freaking important to actually get these 6-pack abs within 30 days. So if you do all these things, you will have abs within 30 days. Then do them for another month, you'll be freaking shredded, my guy. So that's it, man. Link in the description box for all my links. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.